Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Welcome to the English lesson for second year intermediate. So today we're going to be taking our book Super Goal for second year intermediate. In this lesson we are going to be having a revision for Super Goal 2 units 1 and 2. By the end of this lesson you're going to say I can, number 1, ask and answer questions about jobs or professions or occupations. Number 2, I can use the simple present tense. Number 3, I can ask and answer with why and because. Number 4, I can talk about school subjects like English, history, math, and so on. Number 4, I can talk about likes and dislikes, meaning the things I like and the things I don't like. Number 6, I can talk about appearances and personalities, how people look and the way I feel about them. Okay, so let's start. First one here we have what do you do? You remember this lesson, of course, from last semester. Its title is what do you do? When someone asks you what do you do, what do you say? You say I am a student. So here in this page we have two boys talking. The first one is Adnan, as you remember, and his age is 14. His interests are technology, gadgets, high-tech design. So what does Adnan want to be in the future? What does he want to do? Adnan wants to become a high-tech designer. This suits the things that he is keen on, the things that he likes. What about Majid? The second boy's name is Majid. He is also 14 years old, and his interests are sports, video games, tennis. He is mostly keen on tennis. He likes tennis very much and he's good at it. So Majid wants to become a famous tennis player. I'm sure after listening to this you're going to think about yourself. What do I want to be, right? So what is the thing that is going to motivate you? It's the thing that you like, the thing that you are good on. So any interest that you have, you would think about having it as a career in the future, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's look at this slide here. We have two pictures. Picture number 1 here, we have a lady and she is explaining for some children. She has a board behind her. What do you think this lady's profession is, or what is her job? What does she do? What do you think this lady does? She is a teacher. Very good. She is a teacher. And what does a teacher do? A teacher teaches. Excellent. So I say she is a teacher. She teaches. Now when as you notice here, when the subject is she, I am going to use is with it. And I'm going to have the S in my verb. Don't forget this. We're going to revise it more. It's the present simple. When I write she teach, I don't say she teach, I say she teaches. I add an E-S because the word here ends with CH. I need an E before the S. Why do I add the S? Because in the present simple, we add an S for the verb when the subject is she or he or it. Let's look at the next picture. The second picture here we have two people, not just one, we have two, right? Okay, what do they do? What do these people do? What do you think they're doing? They're in a restaurant. So they are what? What's their job? They are chefs. Very good. They are chefs. What do chefs do? What do chefs do in the restaurant? They cook. Perfect. They cook. As you see, when I asked about them, I said do. I didn't use does. Why did I use do? Because my subject is they. When we answered, we said they are, because it's a plural, because there are two chefs. Also in the verb, I did not add an S. I said they cook. Good. So, as we said, I'm going to ask you here, what do you do? If I ask you, what do you do? Your answer is going to be what? I am a student. I am a student. And you can say also, I go to school. You can add for me, I go to school. Okay, let's ask about someone else in your family. For example, your father. What does your father do? You can say, He is a doctor. So he is a doctor. So this is his job. This is what he does. This is his career. And you're going to say, he, you can add for me, he works in a clinic. The place of his job is the clinic. Okay? Good. So as we said, we are talking about the present simple. In the present simple, we're going to look here at the examples below here. Let's read these 3 examples. I speak English. He speaks English. They speak English. What did you notice here? You notice that we added an S. Where did we add the S? Only with he. I speak. They speak. But when I mentioned he, when I used he as a subject, I added an S. Why did we add the S? Because in the present simple, we add the S for 3 subjects. What are they? She, he, and it. She, he, and it. We must add an S for the verb in the present simple. So I say he speaks, or she speaks, or it speaks. What about I, we, they, you? If we use them in the place of the subject, the verb has no S. You don't add an S to the verb. Okay, let's check your understanding and look at the exercise here. It says choose the correct answer. I have here 3 choices for a subject. I, or they, or he. And the verb is plays. It has an S. Plays football. So what are you going to choose? I plays football, they plays football, or he plays football? Which one sounds good? Very good. He plays football. The answer is he plays football. Well done. Okay, let's make some yes/no questions and answer them about the actions you do every day. We use the present simple for actions that happen regularly or about facts. For example here, do you go to school on Friday? If I ask you this question, do you go to school on Friday? How are you going to answer my question? You only have two options, yes or no. If you say yes, you have to have an agreement. And you're going to change the you to I because you're talking about yourself. So what are you going to say? Yes, very good. You're going to say, yes, I do. If you say no, which is, I think, the answer you're going to choose, because here we're asking you, do you go to school on Friday? Don't forget, on Friday. Do you go to school on Friday? What is your answer going to be? That's good. No, I don't. No, I don't. So you will become I, and do will be don't. Very well. Let's go to the second question. Does your sister brush her teeth every day? Now here, why didn't I use do? Why did I use does? I'm using does because the subject is your sister. Your sister is a she, right? So with she, when the subject is she, we add an S. When you add an S to do, you have to have E before the S, so it's does, D-O-E-S. Does your sister brush her teeth every day? I'm sure she does. So what is your answer going to be? Yes, yes, she does. Yes, she does. I have an agreement between the verb in the question and the verb I'm using in the answer. Your sister, I refer to it as she. Also here we want to revise with you the question, the common question that everyone asks you nowadays. What do you want to be when you grow up, when you are older, when you finish school and when you have a job? What is the job you have in mind? What job do you want to be or do you want to work at? So people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What is your answer when someone asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? You would say, for example, we chose here a doctor. You can choose any profession here. You can say a designer, a mechanic, a nurse, whatever you like, a teacher, of course. So what do you want to be when you grow up? What are you going to say? Very good. You will become I because you're answering about yourself, and you're going to use the words in the question in your answer. So you're going to say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. Okay? Question number 2. Why? Why do you want to be a doctor? Usually people will ask you this question after you answer them. Why? Because they want to know the reason. What makes you choose this job? So when someone asks you why, you would answer immediately with what? Because. Very good. What do you want? Why do you want to be a doctor? So you're going to say here, because. Very good. I'm sure you got that. Because I want to help sick people. And this is very good and very noble. So always when someone asks me with why, my answer should be starting with because. Okay? Why do you eat? Because I'm hungry. Why do you go to school? Because I want to learn, and so on. Now I want you to look here. I want you to read with me carefully because you're going to do this on your own to practice what we have learned. Write about your dream job. Use because to explain why you chose that job. And then ask someone about what they want to do in the future and the reason why. So you're going to write about yourself first, and then you are going to write about a friend or a member of your family, okay, as you like. To help you, I have this, to remind you of this table we have. So you're going to say, my dream job, and you're going to write it here. As we said, it can be doctor or nurse, teacher, mechanic, designer, and so on. Why I like this job, I want you to list 3 reasons if you can. 1 and 2 or 2 is okay. Telling me why do you like this job, and then why I think I can do this job. I want you to tell me why is this job good for you, okay? And then 1 thing that you don't like about it, because usually we don't like something as a whole. There's like 1 thing that you don't like about it, so you can mention it here, okay? So this would be like a homework for you to do it after you finish listening to this lesson. Now let's go to lesson number 2. If you remember when we studied lesson number 2, what's school like, we discussed subjects and adjectives, right? For subjects, when we talked about subjects, like here in the conversation between these 2 boys, here he's asking him, what's your favorite subject, Carl? He said, history. It's interesting. Do you like history? No, I don't. There are too many names and dates. So the subjects that we have here around the boy, English, science, computer science, history, health, physical education, geography, math, art, and maybe other subjects. These are the names of the subject, and these are the adjectives we use to describe these subjects. You can use interesting if you like the subject, if you find that you like to learn about it more and read about it more, it's interesting. Fun, if the subject is for you, it makes you happy, it's exciting, you say it's fun. Boring, if you don't feel happy or excited about the subject. And difficult, if the subject is not easy. Challenging, also is similar to difficult. If it challenges you, it makes you work more or hard. And easy is the opposite of difficult. If it's not difficult, if it's very easy. Okay, so these are the words we're going to describe as we are taking the revision for our lesson. Also, we're going to be talking about describing people. So here we have 2 boys, and they are having a picture in their hand. He is asking him, who are your friends in school? His friend says, well, there's Ben. And this boy doesn't know Ben, so he says, what does Ben look like? You see this question? What does Ben look like? What is his appearance? How can I know Ben when I see him? He said, he's tall and athletic. Wait, here's a picture of my school friend. So when he shows him the picture, it makes it easy. He will know him as soon as he sees him. But if there's no picture, you need to add some description, like he's tall, he's athletic, he's short, he has brown hair, and so on. Let's see the questions we have here. Number 1, what subject do you like in school? This is the main question here. What subject do you like in school? What are you going to start your answer with? I like. and you're going to choose the subject you like. Did you think about that? What is your favorite subject? What subject do you like in school? Maybe it's history, or math, or science, or English, or Arabic, and more. Maybe most of you will say also PE. PE is like the physical activity that you do at school. Okay, here, do you like math? What are you going to answer? If someone asks you a question that starts with do, your answer, as we said before, is going to be yes or no. So when I ask you, do you like math? What do you choose? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. It's up to you. Okay, so the most important thing is that you know when someone asks you with do you say yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay? Now let's look at this picture. What does he look like? You see this boy? What does he look like? If I want to describe this boy, his appearance, his looks, what do I say? He's short, with brown hair and black eyes. So I described him in 3 ways. I said he's short. I described his hair. He has brown hair and black eyes. Now, why do I say this? Because the question says, what does he look like? What does he look like? I'm describing his appearance from the outside. Now, question number 2, it's tricky. Look at it carefully. What is he like? Here, I'm not asking about his appearance. I'm asking about his personality. What is he like? You have to know the boy to answer this question. Not from the picture you can answer the question. You have to have like talked to him, played with him. So when you know him, you can say he's friendly. He's friendly. Or he's funny, or he's serious, or other adjectives that describe personality. Okay? Now we have this exercise to help you make sure that you understand what we said. We have 3 questions and 3 answers. Question number 1, what's your favorite subject? Question number 2, what does he look like? Question number 3, what is he like? You see the difference between these 2 questions? Okay, let's start with number 1. Before, let's read the answers. He's tall and thin, number 1. Number 2, I like math. And number 3, he's a lot of fun. Okay, you got that? Now we're going to answer. So when I ask, what is your favorite subject, which answer do you choose? He's tall and thin, or I like math, or he's a lot of fun? Yes, I'm sure you chose this answer. I like math. Very good. What does he look like? He's tall and thin, or he's a lot of fun? Very good. He's tall and thin. What is he like? He's a lot of fun. Okay, good. I'm sure you got now to know the difference between these 2 questions. Okay, I would like you here also as a homework activity for your for you to do after we finish the lesson. Number 1, to write about your friend at school, or you can choose your friend or your cousin. And I want you to tell me, what does he or she look like? This is number 1. When I ask you what does he or she look like, you are going to use the adjectives for appearance. Tall, short, thin, and so on. And then I'm going to ask you, what is he or she like? I want you to also write about what are they like, if they're friendly, if they're good, strict, funny, and so on. Okay, so this is number 1. You're going to write a short paragraph telling me about your friend or your cousin. Okay? In number 2 here, I want you also to write about your subjects at school. And which one do you like more? When you tell me which one do you like more, I want you to answer the question why. Why do you like it? If you say, I like math more, why? If you say, I like English, I want you to tell me why. Okay? Use adjectives like interesting, boring, fun, challenging, and so on. The ones we have learned from before. Okay? Let's have an example and read it together about this, the boy in this picture. Here the one who wrote this is writing about his cousin. So the one in the picture is his cousin. He says, my cousin, Ali, is a college student. So this is the first thing he tells us about him, his job or his occupation. What does he do? What does Ali do? He is a college student. He has brown eyes and curly black hair. So first thing he tells us about Ali is his appearance. What does he look like? He has brown eyes and curly brown hair. Okay, and then he says he's quite tall and has a medium build. So he gives specific details about his looks. He's quite tall, not very tall, quite tall, and has a medium build. So he's not fat and he's not thin. He also has a very nice smile. So this is a personal opinion about him. And then he adds, Ali is a lot of fun and likes to make his friends laugh. So if I ask, what is Ali like? This is the answer. Ali is a lot of fun and he likes to make his friends laugh. This is the answer for the question, what is Ali like? Okay? Also more details, people like him because he is cheerful and friendly. So Ali is also cheerful and friendly. All this is answering the question, what is he like? Ali is interested in languages, so he studies English and French. These are his most favorite subjects, English and French. So Ali is, why? Because he is interested in languages. He wants to be a writer. He is also an active student and runs the Young Writers Club.